Let's bring you one of our top stories tonight. There has been a temporary relief for the embattled governor of Nigeria's Apex Bank, Godwin Emefiele, as he regained his freedom after fulfilling bail conditions set by the FCT High Court in Abuja. The former central bank chief was at the court in Abuja after it had ordered that he be presented by Nigeria's anti-graft agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, following his detention for 151 days. First by the Department of State Services, then by the Commission. Justice Olukayode Adeniyi had criticized the federal government over what he described as detention without trial, saying there is a need to put an end to the practice, which is against provisions of the nation's Administration of Criminal Justice Act. The court directed that Emefiele should be released to a team of 3 senior advocates of Nigeria and that his lawyers produce him in court on November the 15th for his planned arraignment.
That what happened in court was the victory of the rule of law and due process. If you recall, part of the order was that he was to be produced for the purpose of being admitted to bail. The court has admitted him to bail, and the terms have been perfected, and he's free to go home and return for arraignment any day. The court will take his arraignment. Our concern here is that we've dealt with the fundamental right issues. The court has given us an added obligation, and we are going to ensure that that is carried out. What the court did was to state that all of us are players in the administration of criminal justice system, and we have a key role to play in ensuring that everything moves smoothly. So we thank the court for what has happened, and on the 15th of November. That's a different ball game. He will be in court. He has given us that assurance, and we know that he's going to be. So that's fine.
To discuss this, we're joined by legal practitioner Omare. Thank you very much for giving us your time. What legal grounds were cited for granting Mr. Emefiele bail?
Well, in the first place, under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whoever that is accused of any crime has what we call the presumption of innocence. What that means is that you are innocent of the crime that you are accused of until it is proven that you actually committed the offense. So the necessary implication is that when you are accused of a crime, you are entitled to bail, especially when the offense does not involve a capital offense, that is to say, offenses that the punishment involve a death penalty. The person ought to be granted bail as a matter of right, because there is under our law the right to bail. So he ought to have been granted bail before now. I do not know the reason why he wasn't granted bail, and that's why his lawyers insisted that he has a fundamental right to bail, which was granted to him today. And it is good that the authorities respected the order of the court, but that's the whole essence of democracy and rule of law. Where courts orders are not respected, then there cannot be democracy or the rule of law, as the case may be. So I commend the authorities for complying with the order of court.
What are the implications of the judge's statement that there must be an end to detention without trial?
Yes, that's what the law says. Ordinary, like I said earlier, he ought not to have been detained for this long. And it is also commendable that the court stood his ground to say you cannot just detain a Nigerian citizen or citizen from anywhere in the world under our laws without trial. When someone is arrested, the person must be taken to court in the first place, where there is a court within a few distance, within 72 hours, except under the administration of criminal justice law, the court can grant a period of 14 days within which to carry out further investigation. But ordinarily, before a person is arrested, the person ought to, the investigation ought to have been concluded. The person is charged to court within 72 hours. And once he's charged to court, he's supposed to be granted bail. So the message that the state FCT High Court has sent today is that under the laws of Nigeria must be respected to the extent that an accused person must be charged to court, and when he's charged to court, is entitled to bail under our laws.
That the court can do. I know this is more of an academic question, but I mean, we can explore it. Is there anything the courts can do to ensure compliance to its instructions when it comes to cases like this? The man has been incarcerated for no reason for this long.
Well, ideally, there are three arms of government. You have the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. The role of the judiciary is to interpret the laws. And when those laws are interpreted, it is the primary responsibility of the executive to implement those laws. If the laws are interpreted, orders of courts are given, and they are not obeyed with, it is dangerous for our democracy. The courts will insist, but the court on its own cannot go to a law enforcement agency such as the EFCC and set free whoever that it has ordered that should be released. What obtains in any society governed by the rule of law, in a civilized society governed according to democratic tenets, is that when the court gives an order, irrespective of who is involved, whether the president or whosoever, must obey the orders of court. The court does not have coercive powers to enforce its judgment by itself. But the type of democracy or the type of system we run is that court orders are meant to be obeyed, especially the executive, because if that doesn't happen, it will lead to anarchy. What it means is that people can take laws into their hands, and it is not good for our democracy. So the appeal we will make in the interest of our democracy is that when orders of court are made, whether irrespective of the level of court and irrespective of who is involved, they should be obeyed. That is the sign that we are making progress as a nation. That is the only sign that would show that we are a civilized society.
What does this ruling signify for broader legal landscape in Nigeria? In 40 seconds, if you can.
Well, what this ruling means is that, again, the point has been made that we are a country that is governed according to the rule of law, irrespective of how the government of the day may view their disposition to a particular individual. It must be done in accordance with law. There's nothing wrong in taking people that you feel have committed one offense or the other to court, but that must be done according to the requirements of the laws of the land. I think that's the most important message that this ruling has sent out to the authorities in Nigeria. And generally, or most importantly, the anti-corruption war or the anti-corruption war, most importantly, must be done according to law and not to the whims and caprices of those who are in government.
We appreciate your input on the subject.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.